Hi, and welcome to the ReReview, where we review reviews so you know what reviews to view. I'm Jared.
And I'm David. This week we will be seeing if Scott Adkins has what it takes to win $1 million prize in Hard Target 2 and answer last week's mystery review.
But before we get to that, here's your ReReview. Went on a Friday. Terrible music. Can only be described as a laser tag arena playlist. Barely played any actual songs, just horrible techno. DJ fashion equals DJ no-go. Not worth a $15 cover. Drinks were extremely watered down. Come here if you're on drugs and just want to jump up and down all night and sexually harass every female there. People were smoking cigarettes inside. Bouncers did nothing about this. Also did nothing when a legitimate brawl broke out on the dance floor. Pathetic establishment, but it does look nice. Hence why there's 2 stars.
Okay, first off, DJ No-Go, I am taking that name.
Yeah,
that will be my DJ name.
I'll check out that show.
Yeah, I would definitely go to DJ No-Go because, like, it's a positive negative. I don't know. It just makes me intrigued. DJ No-Go, yeah.
It makes me think of experimentation, right? Which is what DJs, do best.
Well, if you're going to experiment, this sounds like the place. Like, if you want to experiment with drugs and sexually harassing women, this might be the place for you. And apparently, the bouncers won't stop you.
Good to know. If I ever chose that lifestyle, I know where to go now.
Well, all you need to do is, if you buy enough drugs, just make sure you have $15 left for the cover.
So yeah, as far as the place goes, obviously, not great.
The place doesn't sound great, but I'm also mildly intrigued.
As to how it could be nice enough to garner an additional star in its review.
Yeah, like it was so bad, they were going to give it 1 star. However, the place looked really nice, so they were like, 2 star.
See, most people just justify a single star, like, I'd give it 0 stars, but hey, it looked nice.
It sure it's so good that a place where people are being sexually harassed and people are smoking and an actual fight, it's good. The place looks good enough that it gets 2 stars. Now, that said, how much does an average movie theater ticket cost?
That's a good question. Now it's probably somewhere around $10 or $12.
Yeah, where I'm from, it's about $15. So, for $15, though, I can get DJ fashion. I can see some people get harassed. I can get an actual fight.
I can get all that secondhand smoke I ever wanted.
Yeah, for $15. That's almost better than a movie. That's real life drama.
Considering the movies we watch, yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely this place sounds so much better than the movies we watch.
Legitimately, all of them.
Yeah. So, if you were to rate this person's review, how would you call it?
Oh man, I don't want to give it a 2 ever. The review is rock solid. I have to give it a rock.
Oh yeah, rock out of rock.
Rock out of rock. Yeah, 100% solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 0 out of dissuasion.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I am going to this club. So we have our next movie coming up, and you actually told a coworker you were watching this.
Yeah. When telling him what we were gonna watch today, he said, "Oh yeah, the one with Dolph Lundgren. Good luck."
Well, unfortunately, that would be the first movie. We're watching Hard Target 2, which does not have Dolph Lundgren's fabulous early 90s mullets.
Oh, I miss it already.
I'm a little upset. I cannot lie. I can't lie about that. But you know what? I'm ready. Let's watch a trailer for this movie. Drink them if you got them.
you in Bangkok. Have a seat. You hungry? Fight promoter or a chef? Sushi requires precision.
Why not do this in Japan?
The Union of Myanmar gratefully accepts your donations.
It helps me to focus, which helps me to relax.
Are you calm and focused, Mr. Baylor? Because, given your history...
Killing your best friend would destroy most of them, bury them in guilt and regret. Man might even try to get himself killed in the ring as some sort of sad, pathetic penance. You that kind of a man, Mr. Baylor?
I want 1 million.
Ooh.
No bullshit gate percentages, no win bonuses, and I want the cash up front.
You like to win, Mr. Baylor?
Sure. Don't you?
Fucking.
Wow. Yeah, I'm crying.
Crying, really?
Yeah, no, I ate some really hot stuff while watching the movie, and then I touched my eyes. Now they won't stop watering.
Wait a minute. Are you saying the riveting love story that was Hard Target 2? That's not why you're crying?
I mean, I feel like it should be.
Well, if this movie's going to make you cry, it certainly won't be for that reason. Here's why I would cry. It would be because of broken promises. I wasn't expecting a lot. I really wasn't. For one, it's called Hard Target 2. The sequel to 1993's Hard Target starring Dolph Lundgren, which I would have rather seen that one, honestly. However, not seeing Hard Target 1, I feel like I missed exactly nothing
Yeah, I don't
watching
think
this movie.
I don't think there's anything that we couldn't have gotten just from watching the movie. In fact, actually, the exposition delivery, I think on point.
There was actually very little exposition. There was reminders of what we already saw. A little bit of fill-in here and there, but otherwise, exposition-wise, not a whole lot.
There's some fighting. There's some guns. Mostly crossbows.
A lot of crossbows.
So if crossbows are your thing, this is your movie. Congratulations, you finally found it. You can rest easy.
Oh yeah. It's got more crossbows than Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's
Probably
saying
inspiration for the movie. But yeah, I mean, the movie, I wasn't expecting a lot, but it started off with a really, really great action sequence. I enjoyed it. I was watching that. I think we were both agreeing.
Oh yeah, I asked you, is this the movie that we picked? Is this the movie that we're watching?
Yeah, no, it was like, I was like, this is really cool. I like what they're doing. You know, there was a little bit of issues, I guess, with CGI, where it's like, that looks pretty bad. But at the same time, it's a cheap action movie, so I was
Well,
letting it slide.
I'm willing to live with it.
I was ready to have fun with this movie. Was it boring?
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, it was at parts.
It wasn't edge of your seat, but
All right. So any movie with that quantity of guns, that much action, should not have made me want to sleep.
yeah. It just kind of, action just kind of happened, and then it was gone, with no real fanfare. It was just kind of a bridge from one scene to the next.
So the reason they call him hard target, right, is because he's hard to hit, or
Yeah,
at least
because-
hard to not miss. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, I think you can anticipate that we pretty much give a spoiler for every movie we watch. But really, that's to save you the trouble of having
to
to see
actually
it.
watch it.
Yeah. He's an MMA fighter, he kills his best friend in a fight. It was an official match, the referees and everything, but he accidentally kills his friend. And naturally, after killing your friend, you end up in Thailand. Your roommate is a dove. And really,
No,
I've
seriously.
had dogs less loyal than those doves. So he's drinking and taking a pill of some sort. He is doing fighting. He kind of did the whole Dark Knight Rises thing. A bit of that. Actually, he did the Dark Knight Rises. He did that. That's exactly what he did. And then a rich guy approaches him and says, "Hey, I have a fight for you. You can have $1 million." And the guy says, "Yeah." He does it, and oh no, what a twist. There's a bunch of people. There is a guy who makes video games, a oil baroness, a bullfighter, and 2 guys from Texas, and they hunt him. And then he gets away. And that's the movie.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty much a battle royale, except the battle royale is on one side, and then there's the one guy with nothing on the other side.
Yeah. I was about to say it's like Battle Royale, but in English. That said, very few people in this movie really had much business speaking English. I won't admit to knowing much about the Myanmar Burmese education system, but I do believe they don't teach literally everyone to speak flawless English in a British accent.
Yes, the king's proper English.
Yeah, so that was the thing. Even though they were from a dirt farm in the forest, but no, they all speak perfect English and raise elephants.
And then conveniently forget about the elephants when it's too much to have them on screen all the time.
I know. I mean, the elephants are expensive, but they could have mentioned them again at some point. But nah, they're just a device to move the plot along.
Oh, it's funny because that's exactly what they do on the farms.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like horses that can pick things up. It's amazing.
Yeah. The elephants. Actually, I think the wildlife in this movie is far more interesting than any character. You got the elephants. They have a bit of personality. They're stealing watches or whatever.
You have the crumbly scorpion.
Oh yeah, the crumbly scorpion, and the dove.
The
dove. Yeah, actually,
more than one.
maybe you're familiar with doves. You can release them from their home, and they always find their way back. Well, that dove we mentioned that was living with Wes, it found him later, just in time for dramatic effect. That dove's timing, spot on.
Yeah.
Always there where it needed to be. We all should have a dove like that, but we don't all deserve a dove like that.
Yeah, I think everybody needs dove in their life.
Yeah, at least once, everyone should get a dramatic slow motion entry with doves.
But not just any old doves. Your dove.
Yeah.
One who keeps
Check us out.
your pillow warm when you go off to fight random strangers.
Yeah, and
For-
one that doesn't run away when you throw stuff at it.
That's
a
right.
good dove.
That's right.
Like, really, I'm just flat out impressed because they had a real dove, and he's like tossing stuff at it, unfazed.
Yep. Just completely content to just stand there and stare.
We are talking a lot about this dove.
It's the most important part of the whole movie.
It does add a little exclamation point. Like, that's the most exciting part, is when the dove is there.
I don't know that it's the most exciting part. It's the most pleasing part.
Aesthetically pleasing. Okay, speaking of aesthetics, of what you're seeing, of how good it is, I've mentioned this before, white balance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time, but...
It will not. So, that said, though, in this movie, everything was rather cool all throughout, a very blue setting to the cameras. But it was that throughout the entire movie, so I appreciate that continuity. But I think I know why they did it. There's a lot of GoPro footage in the movie, and there's a lot of drone footage in the movie. And if you've used those, you've perhaps reviewed your image, and you've probably noticed your image does sometimes look rather cool.
I'm sorry.
So,
Did you say continuity?
yeah, shot continuity in terms of color temperature. That's the only continuity in this movie.
Just wanted to make sure I heard that word.
Yeah. We'll put a pin in that and we'll get right back to
for
it.
For sure.
So it just takes a little bit of time to correct your color temperature in your footage, and they didn't feel like doing that. So that's why it's cool all throughout. That's why that is the only continuity in this movie.
Oh.
So speaking of continuity, Jared, take us away.
Yeah.
I've said enough.
The magical disappearing batons.
Mm-hmm.
I need those in my life for reasons I cannot yet tell you, or well, yeah, it wouldn't be legal. I can't tell you yet.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll read about it in the news.
I mean, I know that wasn't the only thing that went missing between scenes.
It was very noticeable, though.
It was definitely the most noticeable of them. I'm trying to think. There was also
when there's the early knife fight in the by the waterfall. There was a knife that appeared and disappeared.
Yes.
And then there's going from shot to shot of just locations of where people are holding their props. It just changes around a lot more than it should.
Yeah, I mean, I know there were quite a few scenes. At least also they kept day and night. Very important that they got that one right. As sadly, some of the films we've watched so far have not been able to do. So I give them some kudos there.
Yeah, and I actually believe the timeline of things. I think, it was pretty much over the course of 2 days, this entire manhunt. I believed it. It made sense. They actually got some stuff right in this movie.
Ooh, but not the countdown timer. Did you go back and time that?
I do need to go back and time this. There's several times, you know, like the cliche, we're gonna hunt you, we're gonna give you a 2-minute head start.
I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna give
sure-
you 2 minutes ahead.
Pretty sure he had significantly more than 2-minute head start. And even then, after he runs off into the woods, they kind of chill for a bit. They're like, all right, I guess we'll give him a little more time. He kind of lollygagged a little.
Expert trackers with, a world of ammunition and firearms and jeeps and whatever else they may need to move around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably, take my time too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, tracking and let's talk about the hunters. As I mentioned, we had a oil baroness, 2 guys from Texas, a Spanish bullfighter, Matador, and then there was
The game designer.
But I think the most important character of all
The dove.
was definitely the dove. Well, we know the dove is most important, but the most important hunter was the Chief Lord, which is literally all we know about him. He preferred to be called Chief Lord. He is okay. Do you remember watching Suicide Squad? And
No.
they're introducing all the anti-heroes.
Hold your fire.
And Slipknot came out, the guy who could climb anything. That's all you learn about him, and then he dies. So the Chief Lord was Slipknot of this movie. I think Slipknot had slightly more screen time. And comparing any movie to Suicide Squad, does not bode well for you. That said, if I had to choose between Suicide Squad and this, I would watch this again.
Yeah, I mean,
Was it good? No, it was
least,
not good.
At least you can forget it afterwards.
Was Expendables good? No. Was it fun? Yes.
Yeah,
Was
that was
Suicide Squad good? No. Was it fun? No. Was this movie good? No. Was it fun?
At times.
It found a medium between Expendables and Suicide Squad. Yeah. That's what I got to say about that.
Is that your final review right there?
Oh, that's we're not quite there yet.
Okay.
We're not quite there yet.
I
Would I recommend this movie though? No. I think we all saw that coming. Is it dumb fun? No.
Well, we got half of it right.
Yeah. Of all the bad movies we've seen though, it had a pretty good opening, but the rest of the film didn't deliver.
Yeah, it had some character. You felt for Wes. You felt for him after having to kill his friend for money.
Yeah. A lot of it just comes down to, don't worry, everything's fine now. That's just how it goes.
But
Yeah.
Yep, that's about it.
So if I were to rate this movie, I would rate it a 10 out of Dove and halfway to Thailand.
Oh, yeah, you can never expect anything to make it all the way there.
Mm-mm. These guys didn't. And
Nothing can be Dove level.
no.
What
about you?
I was going to rate An Elephant Lost in the Jungle, but, I mean, it's hard to beat Dove. It's hard to beat a 10 out of Dove.
10 out of Dove.
I
Best
think-
Doves.
I think we're in agreement there. I think I'm going to have to concede. It's 10 out of Dove and halfway.
So if you're gonna watch this, if you are a Dove enthusiast, this movie's for you.
Yes, if you're a crossbow and dove enthusiast, it's very important that you care about both.
That's the target audience.
It's the hard targeted audience.
Hey, there it is. All right, drop the mic. We're done. All right, so we are about out of time here. So we're going to go into we're going to answer last week's mystery review. Let's see. Works good. I hate the feeling of paper. This helps. Good construction. Thumb hole is a good size. Should fit most men and women. Solid plastic. Does not feel like it will be breaking anytime soon. Lovely color. I know you already got this, but for those very select few who didn't guess, this is a unique, convenient thumb thing book holder.
I love it.
What else would it be? And Jared, you have the review for next week.
Oh yeah. The the review for this week. So
Oh yeah.
this week's mystery review. The pros. Price is cheap. Cons. Almost no bass sound and chord is far too short for me. Lucky for me, it was cheap, so throwing it away doesn't hurt my wallet that much.
I mean, I guessed it.
Right away. Right straight away.
But if you've also guessed it, you can tweet us your answer at _ReReviewers, or you can leave a comment here. Okay, so we watched a pretty great action movie, but now we're going to try and find the next great horror film, and I do believe we have found that in 2014's Last Shift, where rookie cop's world is turned upside down when she comes face to face with Paimon, King of Hell.
Oh man, I am so excited.
I am so pumped about this movie.
So folks, please send us ideas for any new movies you'd like us to review or reviews that you would like reviewed. We don't have to watch another Hard Target 2, so please help us out by sending us another far better movie to watch, please, for the love of God. You can reach us by commenting on our site, on Twitter, at _ReReviewers, and we'll catch you all next time.
Have a good one.
It's Christmas.